Up, guys? Let's see if we're live here. Yes, we are live. Let's cue Indigo Saint and get into it over here. Bam, let's go. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing, let's go.
Who's this producer? Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting, so we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing.
My man Indigo, what is going on? Let's share the stream and let's bring it out. Q style. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Yes, indeed. Lil Randy Savage for y'all. If it played, I'm not sure. So yeah. Happy New Year to y'all. It's 2023. We about to make it right over here. Get those bags packed and whatnot. Let's let everybody kind of come into the stream here. While everybody is coming in, I want to let you guys know something. We just did a banging episode on Rockfin, and gotta let you guys know about Rockfin because there's gonna be a way that I can set like premium content, like for you to get my premium content on Rockfin. Right now, I think it's like $15. They upped it. It was $10, where you can get everybody's premium content. That includes like Owen Benjamin down there. That includes like Garland Nixon. That includes Chance Garton. That includes Tinfoil Hat. That includes Donut. That includes Crow 777. You can get all their premium content for $15 a month. But they're having it so individual creators like myself can actually just set a price, and you can get my content for that set price. So I think I'm gonna set it for like $5 or $6, so something not really crazy. But I just did a video on there, and it was so eye-opening on Yay. Let's go to the channel right quick while people are coming in. Title is Yay Again, Breakdown Jesus is King. And it gets into all these different topics about, and I don't know why it got broken up into two separate videos, but I'll have to investigate that. But basically, we got the bear symbolism and the bullish symbolism. That's something just real deep. Y'all have to get into that. And also, I was on my guy. You check out the Reality King, the Reality Czars. I did a episode with the Reality Czars here. It was like a conspiracy episode right here. And I think this one is just free. You can just go see it on Nate's channel. It's really cool of Nate to have me on his channel right here. So you guys can go check that out. Very cool. I think it's not premium, so you could just go listen to it. But let me see who's in the house here. Zat Alim, what is up? How do you think the year in 2023 will be? I think the year in 2023 would be more accumulation. There's some people who are thinking like, okay, perhaps we'll go bullish in 23 and bearish in 24. But if you're saying that, that means you're expecting Bitcoin to break out of its 4-year trend that we've seen 3 times already. So I honestly doubt that we see that. I think that we see it be like kind of in the 20-ish, 24 to like 16 range the entire year. So if you want to just continue to build those bags, those are the times. I think we also eventually, maybe eventually see it go down to 10K. I'm not absolutely positive on that, but I think we see it get down to 10K. There are a lot of people that are saying that coming up in here in May, that there's going to be a shift in the market because May, I think it's either May or March, begins a new like year. They call it Jubilee. So that's going to be something to look out for. But basically, for all of us who just kind of classically invest in crypto and watch the cycles of Bitcoin, we've had Bitcoin go through 4-year cycles. And I'm just gonna get into this since he asked a question before we get into our main topic. We've seen Bitcoin with its 4-year cycles, right? So Coinbase, does it go all the way back? Yes, it does. Okay, I guess to just 2015. But anyways, so we had a bear cycle, a bullish cycle here, and a bullish cycle here. It's every 4 years. So it halved in 16, halved in 2021. I'm sorry, it halved in 16, halved in 2020. Each year, right after the halving, a couple months, we have it go bullish. And each cycle is more bullish than the last. So honestly, and you can see here, it went up to like about 17, 18 right here. And here it went up to 64. So this time it was like a 4x. If we expect to see a 4x here, do we see 250K Bitcoin? Perhaps we do. Because 64 times 4 is, yeah, around 250 Bitcoin, 250K Bitcoin. So perhaps we see that this coming up this bull run. So really, why even try to wait for a 10K Bitcoin if it doesn't happen? If you're getting it here at 16 and you're waiting on a 10K Bitcoin when Bitcoin may be 250K in 4 years, man, or I'm sorry, in like 2024, 2025, that Bitcoin's going to be 250K Bitcoin. If you're really thinking about it being like that, then what does it matter that you get it at 16 or you get it at 10? Shout out to the Crypto Advisor. I know that's one point that he made. I definitely was making that same point to myself. Like, what difference does it make? But I just wanted to give him his credit just in case he pops in and sees one of my videos. I just want to let him know that I appreciate him. Let's see here, guys, who's in the house. What's up, Pele? And shout out to the memory of the soccer. I'm going to call him a god. For some people that may be blasphemous. Pele. You know, I hope he rests easy. And, you know, I hope his family is doing well as they can do. Because shout out to Pele. He just passed. Hopefully his family are doing well. And that he got everything kind of like legally in order before he took off here for his next journey. Because nothing's worse than like people fighting over money in court and all of this type of other stuff. Any opinion on Litecoin and its halving? Yes, I believe Litecoin will be going up. It is going to have, that is correct, on in August. You can already see it kind of having a little bit of movement. If we come over here, check on it right now, and it got as high as $80. It's sitting up here at 70 after a little bitty pullback. It had pulled back to like 65. So I think the sky's the limit here. Last time Litecoin halved was over here in 2019. So we had some kind of the same action, just right beforehand here. So I think we definitely see it. Can we see it at least to 130, 100 or 140? That's what it looked like it hit last time. So could it go even a little bit higher than that this time? Who knows? But at least if it hits 140, you see that it has a 2x in it. That's kind of like one of the catalysts I'm looking at the beginning of this year. The other catalyst would be XRP. If XRP, if the case is actually decided, I really think we get over $1 XRP. If the case is decided, and they said it might be Q1, Q2, but sitting right here, I don't know what this symbol means. Attorney Jeremy Hogan says he owns XRP because Ripple can't be sued again. Ripple may have the upper hand. Oh, I already told you guys about this if you haven't seen that news. Ripple may have an upper hand against the SEC thanks to the US DOJ's latest comments on crypto. The Department of Justice labeled 2 cryptos commodities. So that was very good news for Ripple. I didn't know they started doing this on TradingView, but that's really cool. A very nice price for Ripple sitting here at 32 cents. I don't know what just happened, but you had some drain actually happen here with Ripple. It's a little concerning that it went all the way down to 30. That might be something to just like really kind of take a look at here before we finish up our topic. Let's see if we got any more questions. I usually handle the questions at the end, but it looks like I'm just gonna be organic and handle some questions right now. So all right, cool. And we're gonna get back to more questions if you guys have them. We'll just discuss what's going on here. Let me just bring up that XRP chart on Masari right here. While that's coming up, let's address the topic. So, Tether. Will Tether migrate to the Bitcoin blockchain with advances in the Lightning Network? So, a Bitcoin company called Synonym successfully used the Lightning Network to send a Tether transaction, paving the way for stablecoins built on Bitcoin. Now, if this is the case, then basically you could just use Tether on the Lightning Network. Why would you even need to build another stablecoin? But let's take a listen to this in YouTube so you guys can see it. It's a very quick video. We'll watch it like fast speed.
Okay, I think the video is going. So in today's video, we're going to demonstrate how to put mainnet omni-tether onto the Lightning Network. And I do believe this is the first time that we have ever had a fiat or stablecoin on Lightning. So let's go ahead and get started.
First time fiat or stablecoin on Lightning.
Here you'll see that we have one peer on the right, we have another peer, both in the debugging tool. This is primarily a tool used for testnet, basically experimenting and debugging various omni-vault nodes, so it allows you to open channels, close channels, manage assets, transfer them back and forth. So again, normally it's for testnet. I've modified it for mainnet so that we can get mainnet omni-tether onto Lightning. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, modify for mainnet, okay?
Now I've already logged in. This is peer A, we'll refer to this one as peer B. So first thing I need to do is go to open a channel, and I need a little bit of information. So first and foremost, we need the node peer ID and user peer ID. Let's go over here.
Let me get rid of
grab
captions.
the node peer ID,
Get in the way.
plug that in, grab the user peer ID, plug that in, and we also need a funding pub key. So we'll create the first one. And you'll see that this pub key has some Bitcoin. It also has.
So this is part of what you got to do for the Lightning Network. Like you need to have like a node ID, the user that you're paying to ID, and then like a funding key. So these don't get caught up in the details of it, but just understanding he's sending Tether from one side to another, live, like real mainnet.
Has 5 Tether, which is property ID of 31, which we'll need to remember for later. So I'm going to go ahead and invoke this. Wonderful. You'll see that the counterparty accepted to open the channel. If I go to the counterparty, you'll see that's kind of on autopilot, so it auto-accepted it for me. And I'll go ahead and click on Funding Bitcoin. And here we need to grab the address we intend to use to fund this channel. We'll auto-calculate some of these fees here. I'm sure they're a little high, but it's fine for now. I'll go ahead and invoke this API. Okay, funding Bitcoin is finished successfully, and you now should notify your counterparty. So we'll click on Notify Counterparty. Ensure all the programs are filled out. We will invoke this. Oh my. Counterparty confirmed Bitcoin funding. You can start the second Bitcoin funding round. Okay, great. I'm going to repeat this process twice. We're going to have to do this until the Omni team implements send many, and then we only have to do this once. For now, let's go ahead and do this again. So we'll invoke this API. We'll now notify the counterparty of this. Wonderful. And we'll do it one more time. Wonderful.
So we can assume that he's been working with the Tether Omni group. So because he said they need to implement another function. So we're assuming that he's kind of working with them then, because he said they need to implement Fund Mini. Okay. But right now, since they didn't implement that, he's funding twice because that's what he has to do.
So let's go ahead and fund the asset. Just confirm everything on here. You have signed third Bitcoin funding, great, okay. From address is fine, to address, which is the channel address, that's fine. So amount is going to be 5, that's how many Tether we have. And then I believe it is 31, okay?
So basically,
Tether, so I'm gonna go ahead.
These are what kind of are known as like enumerations. The property ID, which is like an enumeration, is 31 for Tether. So he's basically saying, I'm sending over 5 Tether.
Ahead and invoke this. Funding asset is finished successfully, and you should notify your counterparty. Great. Let's go ahead and notify them. Counterparty confirmed asset funding. Now the channel has been successfully created and funded. So channel has been created and funded. So this is the first mainnet Omni Tether on Lightning.
First mainnet Omni Tether. Just want you guys to see that. And the reason why this is very important is because this is how blockchains actually get a lot of money locked into them. So, with the bullish and bearish markets, basically, at some point you want to, not right now, you want to actually kind of move your money into crypto because everything's bearish. So it's going to go up. However, when you get to a bull market and you get the sense that the bull market is about to like tank and turn bearish, that's when you would actually use stable coins and put a lot of your value into stable coins. For some people, that didn't work out very well. When you look at things like Terra Luna, and a lot of people had their money in stable coins on that network. But let's just assume that you would have your money in a stable coin place that isn't gonna collapse and like ruin you and kill all your money. What you would want to do is put your money into stable coins, and you could keep it on the network of your choice. And that way, okay, the money is not going to continue to bleed out. Like, let's say if you had your money in Bitcoin at the height of the market and you just let it bleed out from 68K down to 16, you lost 75% of your value, basically, right? What you would have wanted to do was to put it into a stable coin and leave that stable coin on the network. And that's why if you come over here and look at different DeFis, right? Different chains like Ethereum. So with Ethereum, you got different stable coins like Tether, like USDC, where you can leave your money into those stable coins and leave them on the network. Okay, so a lot of these different platforms we see here, like MakerDAO, Lido, Curve, and Curve is all about kind of like getting value out of different stable coins. A lot of this value may be locked up into stable coins, giving people a certain amount of interest, right? So when you think about why people are saying like, okay, why do you want a stable coin for Cardano? Why do you want a stable coin for all these different platforms? You want a stable coin for them because you want people to keep the money on your network in a stable place, okay? That's why the push is for having so many stable coins. That's why the push is for people to have their own stable coins. Now, USDC, I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but they're like Tether's biggest rivals. And it seems like USDC is basically a World Economic Forum kind of endorsed stable coin. They're kind of getting in there with all the people, with all the big wigs. So it would make a lot of sense for Tether if they want to stick around instead of trying to be with the corporate people where USDC is, and USDC will probably stick around on Ethereum with all the corporate banker people because we know Ethereum, JP Morgan runs Ethereum. So then Tether could stick around on Bitcoin and be Bitcoin's stable coin. Okay? So very, very interesting. Everybody seems to be picking their certain sides. So Tether would be Bitcoin stablecoin, and then Ethereum would have USDC as its stablecoin. So, and more information on that, and if you guys have any questions, be sure to get them up while we go into the next part here. What's up, Relaxing Serenity Sounds? What is up, Better Understanding? Happy New Year, brother. Very much appreciate it. What's going on, Sharon Dawson? Thanks for making it out. Really appreciate you. What is up, Pavan Guru 1? Okay, so we'll get to all the questions in just a sec. So again, how I told you, USDC, that stablecoin seems to be aligning with the WEFs and the corporate peoples of the world. Here we have Stellar. Remember I told you Stellar is going to do the CBDC for the Ukraine, okay? Remember I said that, right? And we had this article from March 21st, 2021. It's still progressing despite the wartime effort, right? Here you have the UN. And the UN, we already know they're World Economic Forum related, right? UN taps on Stellar blockchain to send war-impacted Ukrainians stablecoins. And why are they're tapping on Stellar now to do that, right? Because before they were using FTX to do it. It's crazy, right? Before they were using, sorry, just like a huge thunder strike right there. Wasn't expecting that. Before, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but that was pretty big. Before they were expecting, before they were having FTX send stuff, they were sending donations to the Ukraine via FTX. So very funny on that end. So now they seem to be tapping on Stellar to send war-impacted Ukrainians USDC stablecoins. So again, Stellar's having all of this money go through it via the Ukraine. Might be something to look at, guys, if you want. Stellar is very kind of low right now. Apparently, I gotta download this app called Vibrant, and then they can get their aid via the Vibrant app. But while we're looking, let's take a look at Stellar right quick, and we'll come back to our questions here, and we'll also go back to XRP. Okay, Stellar sitting here at 7 cents. Pretty decent supply, a little over 50 billion, excuse me. Not as low as Algorand, not as low as Polygon, but it's along the same lines as XRP and Cardano and Hedera. And it makes sense because it seems like those cryptos are the ones that are targeting like being like CBDCs and targeting being like currencies for people. So those seem to be sitting around like 50 billion. So let's see where its price history has been. It is as high as 70 cents, guys. And again, remember how I showed you guys every bull run, it seems like the coins top their previous high. Stellar is not one of those coins, which is why people get bored with Stellar. It went to 70 here, that first bull run, or that bull run here in 2016, right after 2016, and they went to 70 again in the 2021 bull run. I think this is the bull run we actually see it top the 70 and head to $1 because they got all these Ukrainian funds flowing through them. They're working on CBDCs. This time, I think we see them top $1. So if they top $1, like right now, if they get back to 71, 72 cents, that's a 10x on your money. If they top $1, it's even more. It's even better, right? So that's something you may want to look at. You can buy Stellar on Coinbase. Now let's go over here and take a look at questions. But before we take a look at questions, I want to see why what XRP looks like the last couple days as far as volume goes. While it's loading, I'll go see what the questions are. What's up, Manosphere Hall of Fame? XLM will hit 0.058 in Q1. Wait and buy until March. I agree. XLM will go to $1. A lot of people keep saying that things will go down. It'll go down till March, May area. A lot of people keep saying that. But then again, I just want to tell you guys, like, like if you're waiting for 0.058, how much? Like that's not too much different from 7 cents. Just saying. But let's see here. Litecoin is cool. BTC always. Well, I agree with you on that better understanding. But if you have the catalyst of the Litecoin halving coming up in August, and you can double your money there before Bitcoin actually doubles, it might be the better trade to trade Litecoin right now and then hop into some Bitcoin after that. My dad is getting into stable coins right now, waiting on moves. Good strat, Rue. Appreciate it, bro. WEF gross. I know, I feel the same way about the WEF. However, we know these dudes are where the money's at. So are we just gonna not invest in these coins even though we know that's where the money is? I can't do it, man, because really, if you're saying not to invest in WF coins, and I know you weren't saying that, you were just saying they're gross, then that means you can't invest in Ethereum, you can't invest in Chainlink, you can't invest and Sandbox. You can't invest in Hedera. Like, there's a lot of coins that they have an influence on. Right, 15% difference is the difference when you're making a $1,000 trade. I agree with you, but I'd rather dollar cost average, because a lot of people like think a lot of things like, okay, $1 Dogecoin. Everybody's like, oh, it's gonna get to $1. It's gonna get to $1. And a lot of people were thinking that in certain bear markets that Bitcoin was going to go lower than it ever went, and it never got there. However, I think there are real good catalysts and real good reasons to think that the market will go lower. We don't know what's going to happen with Genesis Trading yet. I don't think they're totally out of the woodworks. We know that Binance just bought Voyager, and I'm sure the moment that the Voyager people can get their money off of the platform or sell their crypto and probably get it out, a lot of them will choose to get their money off the platform and self-custody, or just sell their crypto outright. So there's that selling pressure. We have no idea what's going to happen with the Celsius coins. They haven't been sold yet. And if people ever get any part of their FTX coins back, they probably just liquidate that too. So there is some selling pressure that may happen that gets us down to that 10-cent mark. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, that 10K Bitcoin mark. But I'm just going to dollar cost average just to be certain that I lock some in. But again, it's dollar cost averaging. I'm not loading the whole kitty in right now. I'm not doing that. I might do 5% of what I want to totally put in. But yeah. What do you think about HBAR and Atom? I'm hopeful on them both. Seems like people from Atom, like Atom keeps coming up. Even that Ethereum maximalist guy that I was looking at a while ago. Let's bring up the channel here, so you guys can go check that video out if you want to. It's www.darkhorsewatcher.com. Leads you straight to the channel. I did a video on a guy talking about Cardano being a zombie chain in 2023. But of course, you got to know your source. He was a former head at Consensus. And we've already been over that. Consensus is, they're the guys behind Ethereum. Shout out to CryptoVisor. He's one of the only people that consistently talks about that. I know other people talk about that. I think King and Zay might talk about it a little bit. But he's the one I know consistently talks about it. Let's see here. So if you go to my lives, you'll see, I believe I said Cardano a zombie chain, because it's too deep to go totally into that whole part about, yeah, there it is. Cardano, a zombie chain, review of CoinDesk's predictions for 2023. He goes and he trashes Cardano, but he talks glowingly about Cosmos. And Cosmos, again, I've showed different people about Cosmos here. If we go and look at their chain, they got some really lucrative chains on their whole IBC protocol. I forget what they call it. I think it's interconnected blockchain communication. And it works way better as far as the blockchains intercommunicating than what Polkadot does. So Cosmos actually does look very bullish coming up here for 2023. Again, they got Kronos. They also have BNB on their blockchain, by the way. Kava, Osmosis, Thorchain, the Terras, Terra Luna and Terra Classic, Secret. A lot of big chains over here on this to have money locked up in here, yeah, especially Kronos. Kronos, last bull run, they topped 1 billion in total value locked, and they still got like a third of a trillion in there right now. So looks really good. Thorchain, Osmosis also had a billion locked last bull run, so they look pretty good here with a 150 million. So a little over like 13 or 14% of a billion. And like I said, Thorchain also looks good. So Cosmos looks pretty good. The other one you said I like them even more. Let me see. What was the other one you said? H-Bar. H-Bar is like they really want to be leaders in tokenization and CBDCs. They're also ISO 2002 compliant, which means they can be they can do remittance payments and basically be like a Swift bank. Again, Hedera is owned and governed by some of the biggest companies in the world. If we go over here and look at top ISO cryptos, you'll see them on the list. They're also around 50 billion and so you can see it right there, right there. They're also about 50 billion in supply. But the fact that they have all these just huge companies behind them makes me think Hedera is going to go somewhere. And then if you use the Hashpack, wallet, you can stake on there right now. So that might be something that you want to look at. If we go down here again, some of the biggest companies in the world: Boeing, Google, IBM, T-Mobile, LG, Wipro, like some of the biggest companies in the world here are their Shinhan Bank are their owners and governors. It used to say owners and governors, but they took that out and said it now says Hedera is governed by. If you want to see it say owners and governors, check out some of my past videos on Hedera, and you'll be able to see that actually say that. So we got Hedera here. It's also an LCX partner, by the way. We got Hedera down there like a year ago. I don't know what just happened there. So definitely go check that out. I got a couple videos on Hedera, like CBDC leaders. So, oh yeah, and they finally got their DeFi up and running, which is very good for a coin's price. So yeah, I'm definitely high on Hedera coming up here for the next year. It's bringing me to the wrong thing. Chains. Come on, today. It keeps giving me this, and I'm not asking for that. Wow. Okay, let's just go back because it seems to be stuck for some reason here. DeFi chains. Okay, there we go. Hedera. So yeah, you can see DeFi is steady growing. Expect that to be a lot more. I'm loading my bags on Hedera as well. See what we got. Oh, I might have missed a question up there too. Let me scroll up. Which are all picks that are good to dollar cost averaging? All of the ones we just said I think are great. Hedera, XRP, Of course, not financial advice. Do your own research. But all the ones we just said, I think, are great. Litecoin. Yeah, all the ones we just said are perfect. So let's go down here. What's up, Amanda? Thanks for coming in, Amanda. All is well. What's going on? Oh, got my cuz up in here, huh? All right, all right. Thanks for coming through, cuz. Appreciate it. What do you think about? Okay, we got that one. I'm hoping to catch Adam at under 8 this year and load up. That's not too bad. I think that's pretty good. H-bar is maybe the best, the very best coin I see to invest in, period. With one problem, bad tokenomics. Yeah, at this point, like, they don't really need to have good tokenomics because they have those big wigs behind them. So it's like they don't really care as much about that, I don't think. But I agree with you. A guy whose advice got me big success in 2021 is telling me Telcoin will do very good in 2025. You know what? I keep hearing about Telcoin, and I have nothing but I don't mind Telcoin, but the fact that things like Ripple are getting into the whole remittance payment deal, it makes me worry about Telcoin. But then again, Telcoin is one of the only coins that has like bank status over here in the U.S. One of the only ones. Let's see. So they have bank status with Nebraska. So let's say Telcoin, Nebraska Bank. Telcoin drafted crypto banking legislation into law. All right, that's crazy, right? So it's already drafted into law. So I wouldn't doubt Telcoin, but as far as all the coins that we just talked about, I think they're all ahead of Telcoin right now. But I definitely think they're a good play. Like of coins that are under a cent, Telcoin would be one of the ones I would look at. Another one would be reserve rights. Shout out to Leonard M for talking about reserve rights. And I just found out Reserve also has a bit of DeFi going on Ethereum, and that Peter Thiel is invested in the project. So reserve rights might be one if you're looking for like that kind of lottery pick like Telcoin. Or reserve rights might be one that you want to look at. But other than, there's like two companies other than Telcoin. One of them's Kraken, and the other one I can't remember off the top of my head have bank status. And I think it's either in Nebraska, Wyoming, or Texas. That's it. So if you're looking for a coin under a cent, Telcoin. And again, these are like lottery tickets. I wouldn't go like trying to like break the bank with it, right? Still, I would say, okay, LCX, Hedera, Atom, Litecoin, Bitcoin, all of those are just better plays. But, you know, if you're looking at some lottery tickets, like, okay, I don't know. I'm not I'm not trying to tell you what to put in there, but maybe you throw like 100 or 150 or something like at it, and whatever, you know. So reserve rights is another one of those. High supply here. I think they both have 100 billion supply. Reserve rights here. It just skipped right over Telcoin and went straight to Stellar. So yeah, both with 100 billion supply. And only other one I would look at under there, well, there, I guess, let's go two more. Clever. They're an exchange based in Brazil, on the Tron network. Only 10 billion, so that's something. But they don't have that much activity on their exchange. But again, when things go bullish again, you can expect people to be like, okay, what's this crypto thing? And like people getting into exchanges like Clever. And then the only other one we have here is Proton. Proton, one of the things you're going to notice about Proton is it has a highly occult label, a highly occult insignia with it. All of these things are kind of occult, though, when you look at them, to be honest with you. If you look at Proton's logo, you get to see the six-sided, the six-pointed star in there. Proton, the Star of David in there. Proton would be another one that I would look at under Ascent. That would be like a good little lottery ticket. They have their DeFi up and running as well. And they have a lending program. They had made it as high as like 35 million, 36 million. They had their swap and their lending program. They had their own little blockchain. So Proton would be another like lottery ticket play I would take a look at if you want one of those plays. Let's see here. Where are we at? Thoughts on Filecoin? What's up, Kid Graybo? What's up, Mark Gautier? So, yes, let's see here. Where were we? Any opinion on Constellation DAX? Seems like a poor man's quant. Yes, it is. It's like poor man's quant. A better, like, almost. I like it better than Polkadot. But let's get to Constellation in just a second. Manosphere Hall of Fame. A few ex-government financial employees work at Telcoin. Ooh, Telcoin will be more compliant with coming regulations. Very, 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 very nice information there. Manosphere Hall of Fame. Very, very much like that. Very awesome. That makes me more bullish on Telcoin. Filecoin, and then we'll get to DAG. Bullish on Filecoin. Let me bring up that article right quick that CoinDesk had. They spoke very glowingly about Filecoin. So we're going to have that load. Again, remember that the guy who's talking here is a guy that's a former consensus guy, okay? So he's going to talk very highly about Ethereum and all the crap that he says. And you see, he was global head of business development for Consensus. So he's a pro Ethereum guy. Watch, like, of all the 23 things he says, like 18 of them are about Ethereum. Ethereum momentum, Ethereum staking, Fed outlook. But let's keep going down here. Filecoin future. And also, I believe he ran like a venture capitalist. So he's a guy has a decent fair amount of money. Let's go down here. Filecoin future. Filecoin becomes a fully fledged layer one protocol in its own right. So that is huge. That is huge. Considering that they already have the decentralized storage, they can say, hey, use our decentralized storage instead of using Amazon Web Services, AWS, or Microsoft Azure. We got the decentralized storage right here for you. And we had this whole thing not too long ago with Alibaba Cloud, which is like the third behind the two we just mentioned, kind of like having some errors or some faulty type things happening. So, hey, use Filecoin, you get the decentralized storage right away. Bam. And, okay, you get the layer one right there all wrapped up in one. So if they can get their layer one to looking pretty good, the sky's the limit for Filecoin. Paving the way for the world's largest decentralized data economy. I predicted that the Interplanetary File System, IPFS, and Filecoin would step into the global spotlight as a viable decentralized solution for data storage. 2 years on, the Filecoin network has indeed expanded at breakneck pace, amassing an incredible amount of hardware to the network, and is now the largest decentralized storage on Earth. More than 4,000 storage providers contribute negative exabyte EIB storage capacity. Client data stored on the network is up to 15 times year to date. So 15 times year to date. That's really good. That's enough to store the entire internet archive 275 times over. That's also awesome. With that said, to be competitive with the centralized cloud, Filecoin will need to grow more than 10 times from here. Still a long way to go, but a credible path. The vision for Filecoin has always been larger than storage. The project's community has a steadfast commitment to the mammoth ambition of building the decentralized infrastructure required to enable programmable storage via smart contracts, retrieval, and large scale computation of data. In other words, Filecoin is enabling open services for data. So very cool. The protocol is releasing smart contracts in Q1 2023 through the Filecoin virtual machine, a critical on-chain upgrade which will allow it to come into its own fully fledged layer 1 protocol, which he mentioned earlier. The FVM will enhance the sophistication of Filecoin storage services while unlocking a whole new universe of use cases for the Web3 space. To date, other layer 1 smart contracts have focused on few use cases: decentralized finance, DeFi, NFTs, gaming, and so on. What makes smart contracts on Filecoin unique is the ability to pair these Web3 offerings with real-world services like storage and compute provided by an open market. I expect Web3 space to eagerly anticipate the coming of age of Filecoin and explore building natively on the protocol next year. So that bodes well. They just did some type of outreach to have people come build on their blockchain. I saw that on their Twitter. Very bullish on Filecoin coming up this year. Very, very, very bullish. And if we kind of look at where they've been, if they get back to where they've been, just where they've been, it's a possible, I believe, 60x, if I'm not mistaken. So let's come over here and take a look. So sitting at $3, they were as high as over $180. So if my math's correct, 3 times 60 is 180. So already a possible 60x if it just gets back to its high. And this was before it had its own layer 1. This is before it had smart contracts. This was just it doing decentralized cloud stuff. Now tack on to that in the next bull run, decentralized cloud stuff plus a layer 1 with smart contracts, right? So you gotta believe that 180 is even like that it passes 180. So very, very, very high on Filecoin if they achieve the things that they say coming up into the next bull run, coming up into the next Bitcoin halving. People say what they want about our H, but I think Hex will drop to 0.01 before 50x or 250 in the next bull run. Let's hit Constellation before we hit Hex. Hex is quite the thing. But who are Filecoin's clients is the bigger question as far as using it. They have a couple different clients. One of their big clients was Solana, but we're not even going to talk about that. We're not going to get into the weeds on Solana. I know that they also they're on the board for Numerai. But let's go look at Constellation DAG. Constellation DAG at what it's sitting at right now is such a bargain. I like what they do with their projects. I like that they have a launch pad. They have their own blockchain. Their hypergraph technology seems to be something that big business like NASA and CERN, if you guys are familiar with CERN, it seems like something those guys want. They actually called the top of this market in one of their talks in November 2021. Matthias, I forget his full name, but he called the market. He was like, I hope it goes up more from here, but what he was like, I actually expect it because Bitcoin has a pretty defined pattern now. I expected it to go down. And that was when Bitcoin was at like 55 or something like that. Everyone would have thought he's foolish, right? So with that type of management, with those type of people on board, I think they have savvy leaders. And I like that they have their own blockchain in place. I also love the different projects they launch in their launchpad. To be honest with you, I like some of the projects they launch in their launchpad even more than LCX's projects. To be honest, if we go over here to their Lattice Gateway and we launch the app, we can get to see some of those projects. One of which, Jayco, is basically like a decentralized 23andMe, but instead of just getting your data and selling it like 23andMe does and try to make it look like, oh, we're just helping you out by letting you see if you're, 0.2% Indian or 0.5% Irish. I use those because I'm part Indian and part Irish, but but then they get your data and they sell it and you get nothing from it. Instead, companies like Jayco actually give you the ability to be in control of your own data and sell it when you want to, if a company asks you for it. So I think that's pretty ingenious. I like GeoJams. I like the Fan. I like Alchemy. I don't deal with double dice as much because it's just like straight gambling, prop bet gambling. But there's a place for that too. It's just not my cup of tea. So I like the projects that they start here. Plus, you can buy this exchange token as well. So really high on DAG. And let me see if I can bring up their partnership with okay, it's LCX's partnership with them, I guess, actually. Vector space might be one that you guys want to look at too. They're all about machine learning and AI, and they use that to find hidden relationships in data. They're one that you might want to take a look at as a company because they're working with CERN, and if CERN is real, if you guys have never heard of CERN before, you should definitely look them up. But you see here, LCX is teamed with these guys. It says LCX wants to deliver advanced trading intelligence to a fast-growing client base. That's why we're excited to partner with VectorSpace AI to unlock the opportunity of artificial intelligence and data analysis. And this is why this company, VectorSpace Biosciences, is working with CERN, because they want to find hidden relationships in the data between those particles that they're using at CERN to open up mini black holes. Yes, I said it, not a conspiracy. Mini black holes. They open up mini black holes at CERN. And this company helps them find the hidden data involved in opening up those mini black holes. Insane stuff, like just straight out of Star Trek. But yeah. I haven't gotten into the inflation rate or the ICO holders releasing in the last 2 years. I didn't drill down to that level, but my thought is Filecoin really hasn't been this low in a while, and there was already some sell-off where people were talking about possibly DCG selling off some of their Filecoin. And it seems like they've done that already. And you can see here that Filecoin is a very, very low supply here. It's only about a little over a third of a billion. So only about 360 million. So a pretty low supply, if we do say so here myself. But when did that selling off happen? So the selling off happened somewhere around here because it had never been under $3. So if we go look at the month thing, so you can see it here, right, very clearly. It was at 5 for the longest time, and then dipped here to under $3. So if there was some selling off really wanting to happen, it kind of should have happened earlier. But that's not to say there could be a little bit more selling off. But if we look at the whole price history year to date, we're definitely getting it lower than what? Okay, I'm sorry, New Year. We're definitely getting it lower than people have gotten it for quite a while. Like, we got to go all the way back. Jesus, I don't think people have gotten it under $3 since. Yeah, we're at a low. People have never gotten it under $3. So but I know you, GT. You seem to do. From what I've gathered of you, it seems like you do your good research. But definitely, if you feel like it's going to go down more, just dollar cost average. Don't put everything into it. But sitting here, we are at an all-time low. I've been over to Blockforge and Mesa. They are a crypto mining supply company. I have not. I'll have to go do that. I'm over here, man. I'm over here in Arizona. I'll have to go over and check them out. Let me write that down. What did I do with my pen? Okay, I'll just have to write that down. Remember to write that down. Crazy. I don't know what I did with my pen here. Okay. I'll just have to remember to write that down. And then Hex. Man, I've always heard Hex described as a scam. And when I explain it to Hex people, all they like confirm to me that it's a scam. Like, whoever gets out first is going to win. And then whoever has their money in there the longest is basically going to lose. But every time I hear Richard Hart speak, he seems extremely smart. Extremely. So I'm really torn over Hex because Richard Hart's a really intelligent guy. But every time I hear the tokenomics of it, it sounds like Ponzi-ish. Like the people, like, sure, getting in right now, and then when it blows up and you get out first, then you're going to be real happy. But anyone who gets in late or gets out last is really going to be hurting. So I'm not sure how that works. Especially like Pulse Chain. At one point in time, Pulse Chain was saying that they were going to have smart contracts and they were going to have them out before Cardano. And now Cardano has smart contracts and staking and everything up and running. And Pulse Chain doesn't have any of that. So it's like, yeah, and then look at that total supply. That's wow. 633 billion. That's a lot of supply. Yeah, I don't understand that supply right there. That's a lot of supply. Oh, I can't do year to date anymore. That's gonna make me sad. They need a 2-year feature on here. But it's all the way down to a cent. And I know Richard has certain statistics on that makes it sound really great, but everything is down right now. But literally, Hex has gone back to, like most coins, it's gone back to, well, this is not actually that bad. Most coins have gone back to like their 2020 value. So it's not that bad. Most coins have gone back to where they were in 2020. But this supply though is huge. 633 billion. I don't know. Somebody has to explain it to me. I don't look at Hex that big. I don't look at it that regularly. So if somebody knows something to me that explains, okay, this huge supply, maybe they have some burning in place. Maybe when Pulse Chain is up and running, some of them are going to get burnt. I don't know. But looking at the supply, man, that's huge. That's huge. And I've heard about the things that Richard has said about Pulse Chain. It seems to me like it could be pretty nice because they can kind of get for free the stuff from Ethereum security and all of that. But when is it really going to be up and running? don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see here. Now, GT, is Blockforge publicly traded? Also, Quant might be a good price right now, because Quant was steaming. Quant had made it down to $40. I wish I had grabbed some at 40, man, but it's sitting at here. It should be over 100. If it's under 100, it might be a good time to pick some up. 106. Kudos and shout out to whoever grabbed Quant while it was sitting at $40. They must have had a sell off to do something. Oh, can't do year to date. God dang. I can do 1 year, I guess. So here in June, it dipped down to about $46. Would have been just real juicy right there. Because you would have got like a possible like 3x at 208. You would have got a 4x if you would have bought at $40, $46. Crazy. But sitting here right now, if it gets back under 100, I might have to pick up a couple more. Because Quant's going to kind of unite all of these, or at least that's what they say, that they're going to unite all these different CBDC cryptos. And like I said, they got a deal in place with LCX. LCX is going to kind of be the exchange for the World Economic Forum. So that's why I'm really high on them. They're members of the World Economic Forum, and they kind of get in bed with all of these CBDC people. Quant chooses LCX as a partner to enable distributed ledger interoperability. Quant and crypto asset pioneer LCX partnership will further accelerate the progression towards central bank digital currencies. Boom, got it right there. We aim to utilize this partnership with LCX to demonstrate the immense value of interoperability, because see, that's what they want to do. They want to promote interoperability between these CBDC chains with their Overledger platform. Quant is the developer and provider of blockchain operating system, right? Blockchain operating system that connects blockchains and legacy networks and systems to the blockchain known as Overledger. It is an issuer of Quant tokens, which will give access to the Overledger system. So these different companies are going to have Quant to use the Overledger system. So imagine you got a couple Quant around, man. It might be worthy, might be worth something to you, especially considering supply is only 14.6 million, less than Bitcoin. Might be very lucrative one day to hold on to some Quant, quite possibly. Let's continue reading that. We aim to utilize this partnership in LCX to demonstrate the immense value of interoperability for the financial services sector. We will combine and interconnect different blockchains to unlock value for our users and provide additional value to the fast-growing LCX ecosystem, says Gilbert Veridian, founder and CEO of Quant. With this new partnership, LCX and Quant envision to leverage the legal and technology infrastructure of each other to prepare for the next evolutionary step in the Quant ecosystem. Crazy, right? So how bullish does just reading that make you on Quant and LCX? It makes me bullish But let's go on. We do share the same vision of building a bridge between the traditional. So not only that they're going to be interoperating with blockchain systems and blockchain CBD systems. They're also going to bridge traditional FI markets as well. So we do share the same vision of building a bridge between traditional financial markets and future blockchain based on monetary systems. Quant has built the foundational technology solution for distributed ledger interoperability, which is important for the growth of LCX and the industry as a whole, says Monty Metzger, CEO at LCX. So very, very bullish on those guys. I really want to like Richard, but when I see the whole flashy stuff is a red flag, and then again, oh, SBF looked like a sweet, innocent person. Yep. And I was way off on that. This space is not easy. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Not that them that I'm aware of them. I just went into check out when I was in town, and they repurposed the old Sunkist Orange Factory into a mining supply company. They have a website as well. Okay, I'll definitely check them out. Blockforge. Okay. I'll see if they're publicly traded. So let's see. I think we covered some cool questions, guys. I'll check you guys out tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And if you haven't already, head over to darkhorsewatcher.com and please like and subscribe. Thank you guys who made it out. And if anybody's new, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one, guys. Peace.